Welcome. Scott here. Today I am going to bring you another video on Black Clover Mobile. I will be covering on the ongoing half anniversary event. This video will cover for those who intend to reroll their account for a good head start. First thing first, you want to play well in this game as F2P, be mentally prepared that you need to spend a lot of time in the game. Getting the reroll doesn't translate into instant dominance, but it just gives you a good head start so you can clear the initial content to build your roster. Ultimately, you will want to have a roster that is able to clear PvE content for the key rewards on a regular basis. Personally, I won't recommend people to build their roster with full focus on PvP. In the game, there are two elements that determines the power of your mages. Other than getting the mages and their skill page via the gacha banners, the other key element is gearing, talents, and skills upgrade, which you probably spent bulk of your time grinding for them. The anniversary event gives new players a nice head start, which is a good time to reroll if you intend to. Equipping the right gear is also important. You can't slot any good gear into mages and expect them to run at their optimal efficiency. Most of the veteran BCM players will have already strong transcended gears, which you won't get it from the start. Once you get to the upper league, the arena will be dominated by people who spent actual currency. This is also one of the reasons why it is never good choice to take a break from the game once you have started playing the game. Despite all these, you can still get a decent amount of in-game currency or black crystals to fund your pulls. I myself have a F2P account and it is still doing great at the moment. In this video, I will cover on the two featured festival mages, Black Asta and Spirit Dive Yuno. What are the factors that you need to consider? Which mage is better on the long run and whether there are any essential mages that you get in order to get them running. I will cover on the Reroll Roadmap, some basic tips on gear grinding, who to pick up for 999 selective summon and the Royal Knights anniversary event, and what are key rewards that you need to target on. Okay, let's start off the festival mages. Generally both mages are very good, but there is a downside to it. They need heavy investments and you need their skill page. For Black Asta, you will get the status ailment immunity at the start of wave when Black Asta is at max enhancements. This will be a significant advantage for PvP. Black Asta has a mechanic called anti-magic, which activates when his HP drop below 40%. Upon activation, Black Asta will get a damage boost which scales off every 1000 defense stats that he has. Because of this, people will usually use advanced speed, advanced attack, and advanced defense gear pieces on him. Focus on defense percent, critical rate percent, critical damage percent and critical resistance percent for his substats. Because of how overpowered his anti-magic is, lots of people will usually use Witch Queen with him. Witch Queen special will drain his HP to anti-magic state. At Upper League Arena, people will go with the infamous mono-red team that features Black Asta, Witch Queen, and Golden Dawn Yuno. The last member is usually Party Costume Charmy or Clover Academy Rill in the future. You can also use Charlotte, Swimsuit Noelle, Finral or even SR Noelle. Black Asta is a very versatile mage and you can also go into non-mono red team comps for PvP. Mirioliana, Ceremony Charlotte, William, Fate of Thread Vanessa, and Lotus are some mages that could work with him in that setup. If you want to know more about his kit, I suggest you to check out my Black Asta mage build guide video. Now let's cover on the other featured festival mage, Spirit Dive Yuno. Unlike other festival mages, Spirit Dive Yuno needs a specific team comp to work. Most festival mages usually allows you to build around them, while Spirit Dive Yuno needs specific mages to make him work. However, this doesn't mean he isn't good. He can still be very good if you put in the team comps that allows him to shine. Spirit Dive Yuno kit is a mix of Golden Dawn Yuno and Swimsuit Yuno with power-up mechanics similar to Julius. He needs a minimum investment of LR+2, level 2 enhancements for his invulnerability buff that he gets when he activated Spirit Dive. To activate Spirit Dive, Yuno needs to use his special Spirit Storm.
To ensure he don't get squashed in PvP fights, upkeeping his invulnerability buff becomes vital for him. Thus running a SP refiller mage with him becomes a must. Ceremony Charlotte, Party Mimosa, and in the future, Valkyrie Noelle are ideal partners for him. Party Mimosa needs LR+2 enhancements for the SP refill utility, while Ceremony Charlotte also needs LR+2 for the barrier buff whenever she takes a turn. You also need to have heavy investments on his skill page. At base copy, you will get only 20% chance of a SP+1 refill. At max enhancements on the skill page, he will get 100% chance of SP+3 refill. In short, SP refill is a very important consideration when setting up teams revolving around Spirit Dive Yuno. At the current meta, you can go with mono green with Mereoleona along with SP refiller, Party Mimosa or Ceremony Charlotte as the teammates for your PvP team. The options will be expanded when Valkyrie Noelle is released to global. I won't cover too much on that as the meta is still evolving with the release of new units. If you are interested in getting Spirit Dive Yuno, I suggest you to check out my mage build guide for him. Now I have covered a quick overview on the mages, you should probably have an idea on who to choose, right? For new players, I recommend people to choose Black Asta, getting Witch Queen from the 999 reroll banner. With the infamous duo, you can easily blitzrage story content with ease that allows you to fund your future pulls. If you have start with Mereoleona and have Ceremony Charlotte with Party Mimosa, you can consider going mono green and choose to pull for Spirit Dive Yuno. But in order for that team to work, you also need to have enhancement investment on Charlotte and Mimosa other than Spirit Dive Yuno. There are people says Valkyrie Noelle needs Spirit Dive Yuno in order to work. It is actually the other way because of her SP refill mechanics. In fact, Valkyrie Noelle can work without Spirit Dive Yuno. I won't cover much on this since the meta is still evolving. On the screen, you can see the roadmap that you need to undertake. In short, the key steps are: 1. Getting Charlotte from free summon to unlock the summon option. 2. Go to your mailbox and claim the first 20 free tickets and target to get both Black Asta and his skill page at the start of the game. If you don't get these two requirements, reroll the account until you get team. If you want to know on how to reroll, you can check out my reroll guide. 3. Getting either Lotus or Mars from the selective banner summon. Personally, I would recommend Lotus over Mars. 4. Build your resources by clearing PvE content, story chapters, bond patrols, citizen request hall of illusions, etc. to earn the stash to fund your pulls for more Black Asta dupes. Only considering pulling for Spirit Dive Yuno if you still have a lot of resources. Generally, you clear all the permanent content, you should get enough resources to earn at least 2 pity of pulls. Personally, I would suggest you to continue pulling on Black Asta banner until you reach the pity, which will guarantee you another copy of Black Asta. As the anniversary is ongoing, it might be better to spend some of your daily stamina on the Magic Nights event. You can get some fast power-up rewards that will aid your progress through the game content faster. You might ask me a question why we should go pity. As you are aware that Black Asta needs heavy enhancements, Go Pity gives you the best chance to get him to LR+5 or max enhancements the soonest possible. Your target is to get Pity so you can get the guaranteed copy of Black Asta when you reach 200 pulls. If you get any dupes or skill page dupes is a bonus. For every 20 days of playing, we have advanced limited missions that you need to complete. Completing it will get you a versatile mage piece that allows you to bring up Black Asta's enhancement levels. If you complete the mage path, you will get 2 more versatile mage piece. If you are not lucky and don't get another Black Asta on your way to Pity, you can just play the game for another 20 more days to get the final versatile mage piece or clear any limited time event. There are events that give versatile mage piece, so do look out for that. Okay, here are some tips on how to start the game. After you have gotten Charlotte, get Black Asta and bring SR Mimosa and SR Yuno for the other members. Clear all the story missions until you reach the battle with Heath. After battling Heath, you will unlock the selective summon, target to get either Lotus or Mars. Personally, I would recommend Lotus because he don't have skills enhancement or gear requirements. Speed down and mobility drain is a very underrated utility in the game. Once you reach chapter 3, you will start to struggle a bit if you don't focus on upgrading your gear. Thus, it is important to spend some time to clear the gear dungeon. To get the optimal gear pieces for Black Asta, you need to tackle the red gear dungeon until you reach stage 15. Why tackle the red gear dungeon? This is because the optimal gear pieces for him are found in this specific dungeon. If you are struggling to clear a stage, you can use assisting mage support like a Julius friend to help you to clear it. Do this until you reach the final stage. Please do take note that we are limited to 5 uses of assisting mage per day. Depending on your progress and how much time you can commit to playing the game, you should probably unlock and clear stage 15 red dungeon by day 2 or day 3 of your gameplay. Don't ditch your gear for the time being, they are usable for early game content. Once you clear the stage, and proceed to clear chapter 3 until you reach the 3-part to unlock the 999 reroll summon ticket. Personally, I won't suggest you to start that until you are done with your pulls or pity for Black Asta. For example, you may get Witch Queen while on your way to pity for Black Asta, so you can make use of the reroll summon to choose another target instead. Proceed to clear the story as per normal. Certain story chapters also drop UR and LR grade gear as well. Also, at certain part of the story, you need to use specific mage like Asta, Yuno, Noel, or even Mars. Make use of friend assisting mages if you don't have the mages. Before I proceed to cover on the 999 reroll summon and the targets, I think I need to cover this. Gear grinding is an important routine in the game. We can make use of dispatch option. You can bring underpowered units as well, since they have removed the BP requirements since Season 5 update. Unless you have gear drop rate food buff, don't expect to see a lot of LR gear in your grind. To enhance your grinding, make sure you buy carrots from the World Shop, which is a key ingredient for a key gear food for grinding gear. World Shop from World 3 will start selling this at 1000 YOL a piece. The shop will reset food ingredient items every week. You can also obtain as a random drop at the Bond Patrol in certain Bond Patrol stages. Look for a chef hat icon and look for carrots before you start dispatch on the Bond Patrol stage. Visit Charmy at the hideout and have her cook the ingredients for gear food. Activate the gear food before you initiate your dispatch. Once you done the grind, you will usually get a lot of SSR grade gear while having 1 to 3 pieces of LR gear for every 50 runs. The SSR gear can be recycled into something useful by visiting Vanessa at the hideout. You can talk to her and disassemble them into Dust of Light. This special currency will allows you to buy advanced gear LR summon chest at the Gear Exchange Center for 500 dust per week. Target the advanced attack, advanced speed, and advanced defense gear set for the time now. Eventually, your weekly target is clear the entire shop every week. Like the World Shop, the gear shop also reset every week. To access the anniversary gift or 999 reroll summons, you need to clear chapter 3 part 3 to unlock it. Once you gotten it, you can reroll for any mages until the release of Hateful Fana. I show the notable ones on the screen. The reroll summon works the same mechanics like the selective summon. As doing the 999 reroll summon takes a long while, you can use the back button to pause the summon and resume it once you are ready to resummoning again. To speed up the process, you can also consider turn off the summon animations under the options menu. For the reroll summon, you can only get one SSR mage at most. You can also get SSR skill page in the summon. So identify your targets before you commence the operation to summon. As mentioned earlier, my suggestion is to start the reroll summon once you are done with your pulls on the festival banner. So which mage I should pick? In general,
There is no standard answer for this because everyone's roster needs will differ from one another. In the next few slides, I will cover on the reroll targets and what are their basic roles for your deciding consideration. As most of them except for Hateful Fana don't have Feta Yurd Mage build guides on my channel, I might considering doing them if I got time to do it in the future. Let's start off with the top choice for new players. As mentioned earlier, Witch Queen is the ideal mage to support Black Asta. She is a healer mage with continuous damage instances mechanics. She can apply damage over time debuffs like burn, bleed and poison with her skill 2. She can allow Black Asta to activate his anti-magic with her special. Her healing scales off her HP while her other damage over time mechanics scales off her attack and magic attack stats. For her passive heal to work, you need to meet the following 2 conditions. She needs to be LR+2 and the opposition need to have continuous damage instances active on them. The more you have applied, the stronger the heals will be. For the gear set, you can go with the full advanced speed set until you bring her to LR+2. Once she gets to LR+2, you can switch her gear to 3 small attack and 4 HP pieces that consist of advanced speed, advanced attack, and advanced defense gear pieces. You can opt to swap advanced attack for advanced HP to boost healing if you want. For skill page, you can use her own skill page or HP boost skill page like SR Chami or Mysterious Book skill page. Likewise, you have gotten the copies of Black Asta. Do consider using the versatile mage to build up Witch Queen to LR+2 to unlock her passive healing. Complete her talent wheels. For substats you can focus on HP % to boost healing, defense % for survivability, magic attack % to boost her continuous damage instances damage, and lastly critical resistance % to resist critical damage. If you have happened to get Witch Queen on your pulls to pity Black Asta, your next target you should go is probably Golden Dawn Yuno, so you can go for the infamous Mono Red Arena team. If you don't care about PvP Arena and want a PvE ready team, you can choose to go for Sally instead. Golden Dawn Yuno mechanics is silence and total silence. He is a PvP specialist and most people only use him in Mono Red team comps. Total silence prevent opposition mages from using any skill other skill 2, while silence lock skill 2. Locking skills can bring an important advantage in PvP. To ensure that Yuno get the turns to apply these silence mechanics, he needs to have high speed. Thus having a max support talent wheel with speed stone is required. He also needs his defense talent wheel as his special has a taunt mechanic. The ideal gear set is a full set of the advanced speed gear set with small attack piece and defense piece from the advanced defense set. To use him for high-end PvP, heavy enchantment to boost the gear defense %, critical resistance % and HP % is important, and you should prioritize this for your substats. The general rule is that the longer that Yuno survives, the better the chances of you winning the fight. His skill page is essential for him to be usable in PvP. You probably need enhancements in his skill page to succeed in top-tier PvP fights. If you already have Witch Queen and Golden Dawn Yuno, the next set of mages that you can target is the set of mages that excels in PvE. They are Hateful Fana, Rhya, Kiato, and Kohono. In BCM, there are content that requires you to bring 2 party of mages. In other words, you cannot bring Black Asta for both phases, so you need other nuker alternatives. There is a common trend among the 3 attacker mages is that they have ramp up mechanics. When you meet the conditions, you will boost their damage. Both Rhya and Kiato have buff based ramp mechanics, while Hateful Fana does the heaviest AoE damage among the trio. Kiato is in the middle between the 2. These mages don't need their skill page. You can use the Breath of Darkness, the free SSR skill page that you gotten at the start of the game for them. If you have Breath of Fire skill page, you can use it on for tackling PvE bosses. Hateful Fana has hatred stacks that you can build up by using her skills. Once her stacks reaches 5, she will be operating at her maximum efficiency. She offers burn continuous damage instances with her skill 2. This makes her an ideal partner mage for Mirioliana based team comps.
She excel well in mono green team comp as she will give the party status ailment immunity at the start of the wave. LR enhancements will give her immortality buff, but that is only activated if she has 5 stacks of hatred. You can refer to my channel for her mage build guide if you want to know more about her kit. Unlike the other two gentlemen, Hateful Fana is usable in PvP in mono green team comps. Rhya is the BCM player's usual go-to nuker mage for PvE content. His damage skills scale off the number of buffs that is active on him. In short, you can just pump buffs onto Rhya and have him unless his skills on the boss. Other than the gear, supporter mages are his best friends. Kiato is once known as a poor man's Julius. He is a great nuker and have guaranteed critical damage once his idle buff is active. Idle buff will activated for 2 turns once his exciting dance stacks reach 5 stacks. To build up his exciting dance stacks, you just throw buffs at him similar to Rhya. The gear sets for all attacker mages are usually a gear set of attack pieces. Their attack scales off their total attack stats, so it doesn't really matter whether you give them magic attack or attack gear piece. But most people will stick to a set of similar attack type gear pieces. Magic attack is usually much preferred. You can know which gear piece is by looking in the unit space stats. The gear sets usually consists of the advanced attack set and advanced speed set. The third synergy piece can be critical rate or critical damage gear pieces, which are obtained from other gear dungeons. The setup consists 4 large attack and 3 small attack pieces. The last large piece can be any attack piece from any gear set. For any nuker gear, make sure you have high critical rate and critical damage stats. In order to nuke a boss with 1 million HP, the nuker mage needs to have at least close to 80% critical damage while the skill level is at max enhancement levels. To do critical damage, you need to have high critical rate. I would recommend to have a minimum 55% critical rate, as you can meet the shortfall by using critical rate buffers like Sally or Finral. You need enchanted gear to clear the Hall of Illusions 85. With gear transcendence and events that allows you to get LR gear pieces to transcend gear pieces, players who are able to enchant their gear heavily are starting to switch from 3 synergy gear pieces to 2 synergy gear pieces with 6 small attack pieces. This is abuse the power of the 5th substats in all gears. The setup is usually 2 large attack piece and 6 small attack pieces. By using this setup, you gain access to 5 more substats in the expense of 1 gear synergy bonus. For example, you are able to enchant your gear to close to 100% critical rate. You won't need to use critical rate gear pieces for the third set. The substats focus in these setup is usually attack percent or magic attack percent on the main gear substats and transcended substats. However, in order to build your gears in such manner requires to have accumulated lots of Yule and enchantment stones. Enchantment stones are rare resources and you can buy them from limited event shops or buy them with premium black crystals, which requires real world money. You also need substats changing stone to reroll for the ideal substats before you start enchanting on the gear. The last PvE worthy mage is Kohono. SSR healer are limited. Witch Queen don't have effective healing utility until you have meet the conditions. We are getting another SSR healer in Clover Academy Noel in the upcoming season, while the past season we have Party Mimosa. Most of the game premium healers are seasonal mages. Other than Witch Queen, Kohono is the other healer that you can consider. She is the only healer that can apply barrier on the party. She can give continuous HP recovery to the unit with the lowest HP with her skill 1, while her special provides a strong burst heal for the party. With her skill page, she can dispel debuffs when using her skill 2. She can be pretty useful in certain PvE fights. If you don't have her skill page, you can use Mysterious Book or SR Charmy skill page to boost her HP pool, since her healing scales off her HP. The gear set for her is either 6 HP gear pieces or 3 small magic attack gear pieces with 4 HP pieces using advanced HP, advanced defense, and advanced attack gear pieces. Advanced HP pieces can be obtained from the Blue Gear dungeon.
Now we are left with the default story mages, where we can get them from free SSR selector tickets that could be given time to time in future events. I won't recommend you to choose them unless you have already got the 5 previous options that I have mentioned. Rades is the defender mage who can apply poisons and party barrier from his special. The barrier scales off his magic attack stats. You can either go with him for the defender mage build, which is 6 large defenses or 3 small attack and 4 large defense piece, or give him 3 small attack and 4 large attack. If you want to go for full magic attack build, it is highly recommended you to deploy SP refillers in your party. If you have his skill page, he can apply damage resistance on his skill too. If you don't have his skill page, you can use magic attack boost skill page like Breath of Darkness, or boost his defense with the Moonlight Necklace skill page. William can be used for PvE at base copy for his Fortify buff from his special. He will become a PvP meta mage, but that is only if you have him at max enhancements. At max enhancements with full advanced speed set and speed stone, William will become the game fastest mage. Only Zara in mono blue or Golden Dawn Yuno in mono red team comp could outspeed him. Personally, I won't recommend new players to pick him from the starter selector summon, is because you probably will using those enhancement dupes on festival mages. To get William to max enhancements, there is an easy trick to do it. By getting the world's reputation level to level 4, you can get a mage piece selection chest. There are total of 8 worlds in the game, so that means you have 8 such chests to collect. So spend time on building the world reputation level. To build up the world reputation level, you can do memory haul, bond patrol, or fishing at the worlds. Because he is the fastest mage, you can combo him with Black Asta for preemptive stun, Julius for preemptive kill, or light start your campfire with Mirioliana. Rill is another debuffer mage that offers nice defense down debuff and damage taken up debuffs. He has a small chance of applying stun with his special, and his skill 2 can allow him to dispel buffs. His combination has a nice chance of applying buff immunity debuff on the target. Despite being one of the earliest mages, Rill is seeing increased uses in mono green team comp with the introduction of Mirioliana. In fact, his stuns could change the tide of the fights. For gear sets to be equipped on William and Rill, you can use the full advanced speed set with small attack and defense piece from the advanced defense set. For the last set of mages that you consider are probably the mages that most veteran players will have by now. Sally is the game's premium critical rate and critical damage buffer. If you don't have her, you can use Finral. But Finral's special has only a 50% chance of giving you that critical rate buff, while Sally's buffs are guaranteed. Her skill page is the game's best supporter passive skill page. Using the skill 2 of any supporter mage, you will grant the mage with the highest all attack, and 10% all attack buff. You can upgrade it to 20% at max enhancement level. This is very good for nuking setups or PvP. Mars is the hardest defender mage to kill thanks to his Fortify. He has a decent chance to inflict stun on his skill 2 and combo attack. He is one of the best starter mage because he is the best defender mage for gear farming. However, with dispatch feature implemented, you won't need to do that anymore, as people will usually use dispatch. He can taunt targets with his skill 1. Taunt is an useful utility to prevent support skills. Mars can be equipped with his skill page or the Moonlight Necklace. In my opinion, Lotus is the game's best starter mage. Speed down will push down the enemy's turn order, while reduced mobility will prevent enemies from acting even they got their turn, because no unit cannot act if the stamina isn't full. If you have his skill page, his skill 2 can inflict the concentrated attack debuff which guaranteed critical damage, which is very useful for PvE. Other than the useful speed down and reduced mobility debuffs, his special has a small chance of dispel targets buffs. When paired with Mars, Lotus, and Mars provide the game most useful combination attack that reduces speed, drain mobility while doing AoE stun on all targets. By pairing the infamous duo of Lotus and Mars with Julius or Spirit Dive Yuno, you can deny enemies turn with their mobility drain mechanics. For gear sets, Mars can be equipped with 6 defense piece. You can switch to 3 small attack and 4 large defense piece once LR gear becomes more common. For Sally and Lotus, you can use the full advanced speed set, small attack piece and defense piece for best purposes. Generally any other LR gear set also works for them. But the speed set is the best because you usually want your debuffers and supporters to move ahead of your attackers to apply their utility so your attackers can take advantage of them. For the half anniversary event, we have the Royal Knights events where players get to clear additional fights for more rewards. The event is organized in the manner that is similar to the previous swimsuit festival. You can earn festival tokens by clearing those stages. The key prize of the event is SSR skill enhancement page, which allows you to enhance your skill page. To get that prize, you need to clear the selection test events. Clearing 12 missions will get you 300,000 Yul. Clearing 25 missions will get you 5 summon tickets. Clearing 40 missions will get you another 5 summon tickets. Clearing 50 missions will get you another 10 summon tickets. Clearing 60 missions will get you the SSR skill enhancement page. To clear missions, you need to either clear a specific fight in the event, clear the normal event an X number of times, clear the hard mode an X number of times, or buy an X amount of items in the event exchange shops. The tokens that you earned from this events can be purchased the stuff from the event limited shop. To unlock the stages, you need to clear them in order. In other words, you need to clear all the easy stages before you can clear the stages on hard difficulty. The event also features the event pass. The event pass costs 2,000 black crystals. I will recommend you to buy it because it contains a lot of valuable goodies such as legendary accessory enchantment stones, accessory upgrade stones, greater LR gear selection chests, etc. The event shop features some nice items to purchase. You can get another 40 summon tickets, which requires 2,000 Victor's badge and 1,500 Victor's laurel wreath for 10 tickets. Every account is limited one purchase of a LR accessory selection box for 750 Victor's laurel wreath and 1,200 Victor's badge. You can buy up to 30 half anniversary gift box, which costs 30 Victor's badge and 30 Victor's laurel wreath each. The chest could give you a random rewards ranging from summon ticket, 777 black crystals, greater LR gear summon chest, etc. So best of luck when you open those chests. Now the most important purchase that you need to make that could assist your account progress is to buy the daily greater LR gear selection, which you are limited to purchase 2 per day. The event lasts for 20 days, which means you buy up 44 LR selection chest if you purchase them daily. Amassing this amount of LR gear will allow new players to obtain the optimal gear pieces to build their roster. If not for the previous swimsuit event, my F2P account will probably still stuck with unoptimized gear sets. For veterans who play the game for a while, use this event to get the gear pieces for gear transcendence and power up your mages. Other notable key rewards is the 2 rare accessory enchantment stone selection box, which you can buy on a weekly basis with 100 Victor's laurel wreath each. For the Victor's badge, you can buy SSR skill page summon ticket for 350 Victor's badge and 1 SSR shared mage piece for 250 badge on a weekly basis. Do remember to get them as well. With this, I have come to the end of my guide. If you like the video, please do give it a like. Please subscribe and support the channel so that I can bring you more content on the game. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.